I stopped the recording one time. I get a talking to.
It was just a little reminder.
It felt like more than a little reminder. It felt like you were adding me, and I don't appreciate that. Okay?
Adding you?
Yeah, like you were coming at me. Don't try and act like you don't know what adding is.
No, I thought you were talking about like Twix, like I at you or something. I was like, wait, what? Adding you?
I can't with you right now. I can't. Let's just start the show.
Okay.
Welcome to a conversation with Judy and Ryan right here on YouTube at TABPOD. Also check us out on Twix, on TikTok, on the Instagrams, wherever you like to social media. We also have a social media profile there, so make sure that you check it out. Also, if you want to support the show in any way, shape, or form, remember, like, share, subscribe, and join the Patreon, where for $5 a month, you can be part of the ticker team, which we still haven't talked about. I keep saying we need to talk about it, and then every week we do the production meeting, and we still don't talk about it. Here we are. Just here we are.
It's okay. We'll write it down for tomorrow, and we won't forget this time around.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm sure that at some point you're going to be talking about a dog, and then next thing you know, we're not going to be able to talk about it anymore because we'll just forget. It's fine. We'll figure something out. Oh, Judy, I can't believe how stupid we are as a people.
Oh, yeah?
Have you heard of the Chase Bank money glitch?
Yes. And the way I hear it is that people were depositing checks to themselves for stupid amounts of money, and then they were trying to withdraw. Is that what I was getting at?
Yeah.
Is that the gist of this glitch?
So what they were doing, for anyone who apparently is under the age of 24, because everyone else is going to know exactly what I'm about to say, they were committing what's called wire fraud.
Fraud.
Yes.
In general, fraud.
Well, but this is a specific type of fraud. Like, it's called wire fraud whenever you do it, where you're scamming money out of the bank system like this, because what's supposed to happen is when you deposit that check, that money gets wired from that other bank to your bank account. Mm-hmm. That's why this is called wire fraud. So yes, you're right. People were going out and depositing money and taking apparently they were, I think a lot of this is cap, but apparently they were taking just absorbent amounts of money out of the bank, because the check would be in there. They would say, okay, well, we haven't verified the funds yet, but you still have access to the money in good faith. And then they would pull that money out. And then what would happen is their bank account would go negative for all the money
because it was a bad check.
Right. And the reports are coming out that people were taking $70,000, $80,000, $50,000, like all these stupid amounts of money, just like this guy right here, who's pretty much like the most famous. Every time I've watched a video on this in the last couple of days, he's the one I've seen, because he's just like, oh my God, my bank account is empty, $31,000. If you're wondering what I'm saying, check us out on YouTube at TABPOD, where you get to see the video. If you just want the audio, it's a conversation with Judy and Ryan. But if you are like certain listeners, who may or may not be in our fantasy league, you need to know that at TABPOD sends us to video. But you see this guy, he says that he has negative $31,000 in his bank account, and he's freaking out as a result of that, right?
Plus the negative 7,700 also. So he total of like 38 grand there.
Right. So here's why I think this is fake, and anyone who apparently got anything close to this is fake, okay?
I think it's fake too.
Not to say that people were not doing this thinking that they were going to get a free money glitch, because people, like I said at the beginning of this, are stupid, right? I've seen people try to do the same thing with Cash App, with Venmo, where, they take the money out thinking that it's going to be fine. And then at some point, someone does the books and realizes that the money's missing and charges whoever took the money. But every time that I have ever deposited a check, unless it was a direct deposit, which is them directly putting the money into your bank account, no check, no nothing, but unless I've done a direct deposit, I have not been able to access the entirety of that check. Mm-hmm. They let you, if it's a $5,000 check, they'll be like, okay, you got $800.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, no, it's true.
Now, I don't use Chase, but I did do some research. And even then, I couldn't find anywhere where Chase was like, yeah, you give us a check, we'll just give you $31,000. No problem, buddy.
No. I used to work at a bank. I used to be a bank teller back in my college days.
Is there any job you haven't done? Jesus.
No, I don't think so. It's just I was a bank teller part-time for 3 years. And I specifically remember there was a ring of crime that was happening around the Vegas Valley where people would be depositing business checks because it was their payday, right? Mm-hmm. They deposit their paycheck and, and they were small. It wasn't big amounts. It was small, maybe $1,000 here or there. And you tell them okay, you're going to deposit into your bank account, but only 500 is available. And they're like, that's fine. So it gets
That's fine because it's all fake. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, cool. Then they hit up their homies and be like, hey, use this ATM card at a different bank and you can pull out $500. And it was just a whole thing. And so that's what reminded me of this. I go, do people not know this is a crime?
And the other thing, and that's why I want to also say that the reports of people, other than people like Dude who have posted a picture of their quote unquote bank statement online.
Yeah.
They're all pretty much unverified. Because the other thing too, I'm thinking about this, if I'm a bank, right? You can't just go to your ATM machine and pull out $30,000.
You sure can. So, they don't even have that much at the ATMs.
Exactly.
What are you doing here, people?
You can't pull more than I think the limit is maybe 5, maybe 1,000. I'm not sure. I don't have enough money in my bank account to actually pull that much.
I think it depends on the type of customer you are, your limits on how much you can take out daily.
Okay.
But still, yeah.
Still, there's a pretty
people.
finite limit as to how much. So if you were going to take that much money out, you'd have to go into the bank. If you go into the bank, you know what they're going to do? Verify the funds. They're not just going to say...
We're not dumb.
They're not just going to say, oh, yeah, you did put a check in here for $31,000. Here's your money.
God, it's just, I thought this would be common sense, but clearly it is not.
I'm telling you, people are dumb. This country is so dumb that people think...
times, though, I mean...
No, this isn't desperate times, because I haven't heard one of these people be like, I had a kid who's getting a surgery, so I did this to... No, this is just...
True.
No. Exactly. This is just because people thought that they figured out a way to get one over. And I'm not trying to say that no one who did this didn't try to use the money for something that they thought would take care of their life, like bills or food or whatever. But what I am saying is that let's not act like anyone was doing it fully for the virtuousness of doing something good, okay? They thought we figured out a way to trick the bank system. We got this is what they were calling it. This is what the kids were saying. We got a free money glitch. This is the other issue when you have people talking about how we live in the Matrix. They think things are going to glitch. Things don't glitch in real life. In real life, at some point, the statement gets reconciled. That's a big person word for you. My big age using reconciled. At some point, things will get reconciled, and the bank is going to get its money.
Oh, yeah. They will get their money.
I couldn't believe this. The EP was telling me about this the other day, and I was like, people can't be that stupid. Come on.
Oh no, they are.
Because I understand someone like what you were talking about, where they were purposefully committing the fraud. Mm-hmm. But a lot of these cases, people are saying, no, we just thought it was free money. It was
Just free money.
Yeah, I found this check on the ground and I put it in the bank, and then they said you could have the money, and I took the money. God.
Oh man, you know, that reminds me. So at one point when I was applying for like remote jobs through what have you, like Indeed or something, and this company was like, we'll send you a check for your equipment stuff. And I go, what the hell kind of fraud is happening here?
That happened to me too.
What would you do with the check?
So
Did you actually go and deposit it?
No, I tried to do something else because I didn't trust it, right? So what happened was I was looking for a job, and same thing. The guy was like, I need you to be my personal assistant. Here's a check so that you can, like, you know, do whatever I need. Buy, sell, do all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And so I was like, I don't trust it. I'm going to a check cashing place. So I took it to a check cashing place, and the guy, thank God, because I was also young when I did this, obviously. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And thank God the guy behind the counter wasn't a dick, because he came back. He was like, so he asked me where I got the check, and I told him, I was honest about it. I was like, yeah, I'm working for this guy. He sent me the money, blah, blah, blah. And so he goes and he talks to somebody, which is always a good sign.
Oh, yeah.
He goes and he talks to somebody. He comes back. He's like, look, man, I'm not going to call the cops on you, but this is a fraudulent ass check, and you need to be more careful. And I was like, I was like, thank you so much. And I walked out of the check cashing place, and I think I just sat on the curb for like 15, 20 minutes. Right. And just, what happened to my life?
Like, how did I get to this point?
Exactly. Oh, man.
Yeah. Apparently, I didn't even know that was like a common scam until I started Googling it. And they're like, yeah, girl, that's a scam. I was like, okay.
That was the thing. Like, I thought it was a scam until I got the check. As soon as I got the check, I was like, oh, it's legit. Okay.
Right.
But something still was off, obviously, because it was either, honestly, I don't even want to give myself enough credit and say that I thought it was a scam. I don't think that I had a bank account at the time. I think I was in such a bad spot. There was a lot of stuff going on with young Ryan, okay? Yeah. Early 20s and late 30s have just been real hard on Ryan.
Oh, man. Goodness.
But they're not, it hasn't been as hard for me as it is for, I mean, also because I don't make stupid decisions like this lady, but it hasn't been as hard for me as this lady, because at least I'm not going further into debt by making stupid decisions.
Yes. Listen, I wish I saved this TikTok, but I didn't. It was like late at night. But I read a comment. It was a video about this lady talking about her credit card debt and how I think she was like in $41,000 in credit card debt, and she had like $400 in her bank account.
That
She's like,
hurts.
how are we gonna make this work? And people were like, I was reading the comments, and it's like, file for bankruptcy, blah blah blah. Towards scrolling through all the comments, there's a lady that said, yeah, I have this kind of credit card debt, and I'm about to go into more debt because I'm spending thousands of dollars to go to my sister's wedding.
Wait, so this is a separate lady?
A different lady.
Okay.
Yes, a different lady who has very high credit card debt, talking about how she has to spend thousands of dollars to go to her sister's wedding. And I'm here thinking, like, I know you love your sister, but like, do you really need to spend thousands of dollars? Like, I wish I knew more details about why she has to spend thousands of dollars. Well, it's probably like an out of country. Yeah.
Well, travel's expensive regardless, right? So let's just say, let's say it's not out of country, but let's say it's across the country. So you're spending, let's say, round trip $500 for tickets, and then you have to get Maybe you have to get a hotel. You probably have to buy your bridesmaid's dress. And of course, you're going to want cute shoes to go with it or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to get your hair styled. Like, because I'm guessing that a lot of the things that you would hope that the bride would take care of weren't, right? So, like, getting the hair styled. You know, I don't know. I think usually you're responsible for getting your own bridesmaid's dress. I don't know. I've never been one. So, but, and then on top of that, you know, food and all that kind of stuff. So I could see why she could easily, because the economy is stupid right now with as much as everything costs. So I could see how, even if thousands could be like 2,000, how it could rack up quickly enough. But that's what I'm saying, is that I would just be honest and be like, look, I've made some bad financial decisions. So I will not be physically at your wedding, but mom is going to hold up a phone and I'm going to be there on FaceTime.
Something.
Like,
I don't know. I feel, okay, so it might be across the country. And, you know, but like at the same time, I go, if you really want to make it work, you would try to cut costs, right? Maybe do a road trip. I don't know. It might take you an extra 2 days to get there, but save you a couple $100 there. Like, I don't think you have to go all out.
You're already making a mistake. No, if you're in debt and you don't have, I'm not saying if everyone is in debt. No, I'm saying if you're in debt and doing something, not just this wedding, but anything, you want to go on vacation, you want to go to a fancy dinner, whatever, is going to put you into more debt.
True.
Don't do it. And what I'm saying is, like, let's say you're like, you have $10,000 in credit card bills, but you make enough money to make your credit card payment and save a little money. So you're not really in debt. You get what I'm saying? So under those circumstances, if you wanted to have a nice dinner, are you doing the fiscally smart thing? No. But at the same time, like, I get why you might want to spend a little bit, because that's why you have savings, right? So under those circumstances, then yes, as long as you're not having to add to that $10,000 in credit card debt, then that's when it becomes an issue. And that's why I'm saying, like, with this lady specifically, anything to pull, unless you figure out a way to make it happen for like $50, you went from 2,000 to 50. Okay, then I'll give you that. But anything other short of something miraculous, where a dude shows up at your door and he's just like, "Hey, here's a free money glitch. Here you go." Don't do it. We've become a people. I'm not going to say a society, a people of instant gratification, right? And I understand why that dopamine rush feels so great. I really do get that. But at the same time, you're not just going to constantly be able to pay off your bad decisions at a later date. At some point, you're just going to be effed. And you're going to be like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how this happened. You know what happened? You went to your stupid ass sister's wedding. That's what happened. You could have taken that $2,000 and bought groceries, but instead, no. I had to go to my sister's wedding, and here we are.
True. You're right.
I don't like, especially for someone like myself who is paying down their debts and is dealing with all these other factors. Yeah, like, I would hate to say this, but if my brother got married, I mean, he already got married, right? But if my younger brother got married where he lives in Chicago, I can't go, buddy. Like, I would really love to go. It has nothing to do with you. I understand if you feel like I'm being disrespectful to you because that's how you feel. No disrespect meant, but like, I can't put myself in that position, especially for a wedding. Like, it's not a funeral is what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's not something that you would never be able to go through again. Not saying that he would get married over and over again. I'm just saying, like, that's something that you can celebrate multiple times over the course of your life. You can celebrate someone's wedding through an anniversary. Maybe when you get your money up, then you can get them a good wedding gift, whatever. And like I said, FaceTime. I could be there, get a wedding photographer that has some Wi-Fi on his camera and live stream it, okay?
There you go. Or just watch the video. Just watch the wedding video at the end.
Yeah. And honestly, this isn't gonna say too much great stuff about me, but honestly, when my biological dad died, I did not go to his funeral because I did not have the money to pay $2,000 to go, or however much it was, to go look at the casket. And now fair, I didn't want to spend the money either because he spent like 4% of my life in my life. So, but still, like, that was a decision I made. What did I do? I watched the live stream of it. True story.
Oh God!
I was at work and I'm just watching. I'm watching all these people crying. I'm watching all these people crying, and I was like, "It looks like someone liked him." Look, I got two other dads. Okay, when they pass, knock on wood, but when they pass, I'll actually be sad about that. Not this guy.
Fair.
All right. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Now, speaking of ways to save money,
Yes.
Judy has a question, and I'm interested in her answer, and I have to kind of think of one while she's talking, because she asked me the question earlier, and then as soon as we stopped talking about it, my mind went blank, as it does. So
Yes.
please.
Listen, okay. Still on this money talk, right? What is something you will not buy the cheap version of?
Oh, okay. I have one that I used to do, but this has changed.
Okay, go.
So one thing that I used to never buy the cheap version of was cereal. Mm-hmm. Because when you would get the bag of cereal in the plastic bag, it would always get soggy, like exponentially faster than the boxed cereal would. I don't know if it was they hadn't gotten a certain kind of coating, like on the cereal itself, or if it was a different type of grain that they were using. My point in saying that is gone. And because at some point, I think the EP wanted a certain type of cereal or something, or the kid was eating so much cereal, I was like, we gotta stop the bleeding somehow. But I've had it since then, and that issue is no longer there. So it really does feel like you're getting the box cereal in the bag form. But other than that,
okay.
I don't know what is something that I would get the higher quality of, or the more expensive version of.
Okay, so back when I lived in Vegas, I remember I tried using cheap detergent, like laundry detergent, like from Dollar Tree.
Okay.
Never again, girl.
Well, we also know about your laundry kink, so.
Oh yeah, that. But no, like when you're pouring, I don't know if you've ever had like any of like those generic brand Dollar Tree laundry detergents. When you pour it in the cup, it's like you're pouring water.
Oh my God.
I was like, where's this? And look, don't get me wrong. If that's all you can afford, I'm not like downing anybody who's like, this is what we get. And
Right.
Find it,
Right. No, this is choices. This is not necessity.
way choice. Yes. Yes, exactly. But I'm like, bro, this is like dish detergent and water just mixed into a bottle.
Okay. So on that same, I have two more. Okay.
Okay.
On the same tip, any food that you would buy at Dollar Tree that isn't like wrapped and does not need to be refrigerated. Okay.
Okay.
So if you're getting produce or meat, like, so I've seen it where people are like, I found all these steaks at Dollar Tree. This is awesome.
I've seen those too.
Right?
Yeah.
So I just can't do it. And then on the other, on a even taking that even further, any type of sushi that is not at a restaurant. So gas station sushi, grocery store sushi, any of those places, I don't trust it. Maybe if it's like shrimp tempura because that's cooked.
Right. Yeah.
But
or
anything else.
Like a California roll, like just a cheap, like imitation crab. Nope, not even?
No,
Wow.
I don't trust it. I don't know. I don't care what the label on it says, Best Buy or created on. I don't care. I don't trust it. If it was good, it wouldn't have been made at a grocery store.
I was scrolling through the comments on this TikTok where I got this question from, and a guy said deodorant. He will not buy cheap deodorant because once he said, after you shower, you put it on. Once you're done getting dressed, you stink. I was like, I don't know if that's true or not, but I believe it.
So I don't know about that because I don't use cheap deodorant. But the reason I don't use cheap deodorant, so same thing, is because I'm a sweaty bitch. Okay, I need that extra $3.50 worth of antiperspirant. Okay. You know how they have deodorant without aluminum? I want extra aluminum. Okay. So yeah, I totally get that. I'm trying to think because honestly, a lot of the things, because obviously I'm just going to food. That's where I'm thinking a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the things that I used to say, no, I won't skimp on that, have changed due to having an air fryer. So like I would have said, no, I'll go and get fast food fries rather than getting the fries from the grocery store in the frozen food section.
Right.
But now that I have an air fryer and those things are pretty much 1 and 1A, it's you know, so I want to, I know what I would do. One thing that I personally wouldn't skimp on, and I would pay more for it, and this has varying degrees, but my electronics. So anything that I buy that is electronic, I'm not saying that I'm always going to get the fanciest version of it, but I damn sure won't buy the cheapest version of it. The reason for that is because I use it. And if you buy the cheapest version of an electronic, hey, Rocket, if you buy the cheapest version of an electronic, it's going to break within 3 weeks.
Yes.
And then you're going to be like, damn, I got to buy another one of those things.
Exactly. Yes, that is so true. Like I was telling Keith because he needed a new computer. And his last computer was like a used one that we found on Facebook Marketplace type thing. Mm-hmm. I was like, look, you're going to buy a new one and just go for the one that you actually want and you know that's going to last you instead of buying like another used one or something, right? And it's going to die on you again within like a year. Like it just doesn't
Hold on
make
one
sense.
second. Did Thor throw up?
Yeah.
Oh
no.
Just never stops around here. You know, that's another thing. I haven't bought cheap dog food in the longest time. And I make his dog food every week. And here he is just throwing it up. You got no respect, Thor. Sorry. Keep going with your story about Keith's used computer.
No, he bought a new one. That's exactly the one he wanted. The screen size, all of that. Like, because, you know, it's an investment at the end of the day. Like, you're going to use it every day. Well,
and he would use his for work too, right?
Not at work, but for work, yeah.
For work, yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. See that's another thing. Like, man, when I bought my new computer, I could have gotten models with like less RAM or less memory or whatever, but same thing. Computers have pretty much become like your new car. Like you gotta make sure that you have most of the stuff that you want in it because you're gonna have it for a while, most likely.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yep.
Is there anything else? I don't think. Oh, okay. And I'm not someone who does a lot of shopping, right? Mm-hmm. But the one thing that I will pay more for is clothing.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm not saying like fancy, but same thing. Like, I feel like when I say I will pay more for it, you automatically think like, oh, he's going to buy Michael Kors or whatever. No, right. I'm just saying that like, instead of the cheapest, I'm going more middle. And it's the same thing. Clothing, I still have a pair of shorts from high school. Okay, we're 28, 29 years at this point. And I still have a pair of shorts because I just don't normally get rid of stuff if I don't have to. Mm-hmm. When you buy something that's cheap, clothing wise, you get holes in it. It stains on its own somehow. All these things happen to where it's just like, why did I buy this? Same thing. You just end up feeling like you've wasted your money. Now, once again, I just want to preface or post-fist this. Post-fist? Post-faced?
I don't think that's All
right, we'll figure something out. Anyway, yeah. I just want to say, if this is all you can afford, do you, okay? Mm-hmm. That is no shame on you, because we all have to make concessions in one way, shape, or form. But if everything is equal, these are the things. Except for sushi in the grocery store. Go buy your ass a sandwich, okay? You should have known better than to get sushi at the grocery store, okay? But anything else, if that's your lot in life or you're struggling, whatever, then no shade at all. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if, like I said, for me specifically, food and clothing and electronics. There we go.
There we go.
All right. Judy, it is that time of the show where we ask, am I overreacting?
Okay.
Excuse me. Am I overreacting for wanting a divorce after finding thousands of photos of myself, 33 male, sleeping on my wife's, 31 female, phone? My wife and I... My wife and I have been together for 11 years and have 3 amazing kids together. We have never had any serious issues. She's a great mother and has been nothing but an amazing partner for all these years. However, the other night I was looking for a picture of our son on her phone, and I found an album called My Name, Sleeping, with 9,631 photos of myself sleeping over the years. 9,631! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. She never told me about this or sent me any of the photos. It's just me sleeping in numerous different angles. I can't even believe I'm writing this, but I'm so creeped out and don't know how to move forward. I confronted her about the pictures, and she just got annoyed and that I had her phone and offered no explanation. I feel very violated, and I am uncomfortable sleeping next to her. I feel like I can't be with this person anymore. What should I do? This is weird, right? Or am I overreacting?
I think he's overreacting.
1,000%. 1,000%. Okay? Like, I'm not going to say that he doesn't have a reason to feel creeped out, let's say.
Yeah.
I get that he feels creeped out by the situation because that's a lot of pictures.
That is a lot of pictures.
That's a lot. You could give me 50 years and 9,000 pictures of me sleeping would still feel like a lot. That's a lot of pictures. And I understand that he feels creeped out or violated because she never brought this up to him. Mm-hmm. So I understand maybe there's a communication issue in their marriage. However, you're sleeping, okay? Like, it's not like she was doing stuff to you while you were asleep.
Right.
It's not like she
naked pictures of you or something like.
I mean, we don't know. There's 9,631, okay? Maybe there's a naked one or two in there.
Maybe, you're right.
But, like, she, like I said, she's not doing anything to you. She's not drugging you so that you go to sleep so that she can have these pictures. She just thinks that when you're asleep, you're cute. Yeah. And she wants to enjoy that. And you're here just like, no, I'm a big, strong man. I should have been told we're getting divorced. Come on. Come on.
Come on, dude.
Now, like I said, well, you know, the one thing I would like to know, though, is are these all, let's say, are these all individual sleeping photo shoots, let's say, where it's like she took 3 or 4 every time? Or did she do what Asher does when he gets my phone, where he just holds the button and
Like
all the pictures get taken?
Yeah.
So his mom likes to FaceTime with him while he's with me. Do you know how many times I've looked in my picture album and there's just been like 50 pictures of my ex because he like held the button on accident? So maybe that's why there's 9,000 in there, because she had a couple just like rapid fire sessions.
Well, let's think about it. So they've been together for 11 years. 11 times 365.
Honestly, every time I've tried to do math on this show, it has come back terribly for me.
I don't know. I was gonna say she took one like of him sleeping every night that they've been together, but that's only 4,000 photos. So I don't know if she found the other 5,000 there.
Well, she's getting angles, right? So she's like getting a close up.
Yes.
She's getting a wide shot.
Yeah.
She's going avant-garde and going angled with it. Like, now the other thing though, if these pictures are on a website for sale somewhere, then he's got a point, okay?
Then that's
like, you know how there's Feet Finder?
Money with him. I mean, who knows?
You know how there's Feet Finder? Like, if there's Sleep Finder, like if there's something like that where she just is making all this money, and then, well, now I know how we got to go to my sister's wedding when we were in debt. There you go, okay?
I will say I have a couple of like Keith sleeping, but that's because like the dog is sleeping on him or McGriddle's sleeping on him. And I just
the EP takes pictures of me sleeping.
Yeah.
The difference though is that she doesn't have an album saying, you know, so and so sleeping. She
Ryan sleeping, yeah.
Yeah. Instead, what she does is she'll see me sleeping. She'll take a cute picture that hey, wake up! Look at this cute picture I took.
Look at this cute photo, yeah.
I'm sleeping. What the hell?
I just sent it to Keith while he's still asleep.
He wakes up. He's like, "Oh, you took a picture of me while I was asleep. I want a divorce." Oh yeah, bro. You are 100% overreacting.
Yes.
All right. When we come back, I got a couple of life updates that I want to share with you. We're going to talk about what happened during our fantasy football draft. And let's see. Oh, Judy's trying to steal one of my bits, which I'm a little upset about. We're going to find out what's going on right here next on A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. Woo!
Oh, why did I wave? It's weird.
See? Next, you're going to tell me not to end the recording.
Don't end it.
All right, welcome back to A Conversation with Judy and Ryan on YouTube at takeabreathpod. Like I say all the time, if you like what we do here, please make sure to like, to share, to subscribe. You know, I like to tell you, if you're at work, I almost did it. I didn't want to get promoted already, but I almost did it at the new job. All staff email, listen to A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. I'm going to wait until I'm through my 90-day probation, and then I'm going to do it.
Smart. Okay.
Okay. And yeah, actually, that's a lie, because I'm already looking for another job. Well, because like I told you.
We knew, yeah.
Yeah, like I told you last week, the job that I found, it's a good, honest working job, but it's a sales job in which you have to sell to make any kind of actual money. And that's fine if that's for you. That ain't for me, okay? I'm not built that way to be like, because this is an actual, like, you need to use psychology on people in order to get these sales. You have to be in control of the conversation, and you have to use strong verbiage and all these things. And I'm just like, man, I just want to come to work and get a list of things to do and do those things. I don't want to have to also be a pop psychologist every time I get someone from this cold calling that I did for 5 hours today. I made 180 calls, and I finally get someone on the phone, and they're like, all right, now I got to turn into, sales Freudian person. No. So, like I said, I am looking for new jobs. I have a very promising one. I have 2 fingers crossed for it. It would be an administration job. It would have really decent hours. It would be 8 to 4:30. Just a whole bunch of. It's a little far, but I mean, beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't fully supplement the money that I was making when I was at the boutique. I couldn't just say the company now. I don't work there anymore. I can just say that I was, fuck them. I don't want to give them the advertising. But it doesn't supplement that money 100%, but it's basically what I was getting before my commissions. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So I figure if I get this job, then maybe, maybe I could do what you do and find like a part-time thing somewhere, or I can, fill out survey questions and get like $4 a pop or whatever. Something. Figure out something.
Yeah. Oh, I do have something to talk to you about like later afterwards. So
bring it up in the production meeting.
Okay.
Okay. This is another thing to distract us from the ticker team, the name. Okay.
Okay.
So, all right, there we go. Sorry. So that one's promising. I have my 3rd interview on Monday, and the way that the lady told me, so I had my first interview with the hiring manager, and then I had my 2nd interview with her today, and she told me in the first one that if you make it to the 3rd one, it's more of a vibe check, because you're meeting the head of the department. He's not the one making the decision. He's just the one saying, I don't know what you were thinking. Don't hire that person.
Yeah,
right?
Okay. I get it. Mm-hmm.
So, I got my fingers crossed that works out and I don't have to make 500 calls a day. But we'll see. So, positive vibes out there. Also, last week I told you guys that I was working on my typing. Mm-hmm. And guess what? I know it's not fucking Judy where there's 70 words per minute or whatever, but look at your boy. Your boy's already at 28 words per minute. And you're probably 20. Guess what? When I started, because I didn't know how to do this 2 weeks ago at all. So when I started, I was at 15 words a minute. So within a week, I taught basically over Labor Day weekend, I taught myself how to touch type. And then since then, I've been practicing. I put in about 30 minutes to an hour every night because it's fun. Yes, I'm a nerd. It's fun. And yeah, I'm already pretty much at, if not faster than I was typing my own personal little kiki. And why? Because of these babies right here. In my system, I didn't use pinkies, okay? It was the indexes, it was the middles, and it was the rings, and that's it. And now we got pinkies in the mix. Oh God, it's like when you have some carne asada and then you hit that bitch with the lime. Oh, it changes everything. Okay, that's me typing. I'm the lime is me typing with pinkies. Okay, it makes perfect sense.
It does. It does.
But no, I mean, like I said, it's amazing to watch me progress at something. Not even at the speed, because it's not like I'm doing anything special, right? But it's amazing to just feel the progress of it, especially after spending so many years not knowing how to do something, thinking that I wasn't going to be able to learn how to do it because it didn't click for me when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Part of why it didn't click for me is because I had little baby fingers and my hand couldn't reach certain things. And so I was like, because I would do the home row, I'd be like, and then I would have to go, all right, now hit T. And be like, I can't reach the T. Can't do it. And now, whole different thing, right? And I just found it so funny because when I told the EP about just the way I was feeling about it, the accomplishment that I felt, she was like, and this is something I want everyone to listen to, because this is not something that's exclusive to me. she said, that's why you don't tell yourself you can't do stuff. Because, like I said, I taught myself how to do it, not well, but how to do it over the course of a 3-day weekend. And I'm now typing, within a week, I'm typing as fast as I was without having to do it, thinking that I was doing a pretty good job. And I can only progress from here. So this is why we do not tell ourselves we can't do stuff. I'm even practicing at work now. Not like the way you do it, where you do typing tests or whatever, but in my notes, I'll be, instead of going back to my old way of doing it for speed, I'll just screw it. I'll probably get fired from here anyway, because I'm not selling anything. So I'm just going to take my time and write all these notes. And then what I was doing today, because I was feeling saucy, right? So instead of just putting like left message, I would be like, I put a couple left messages and I've left a voicemail. Ooh, right?
Switching it up.
Exactly. So I'm trying to use all the keys. And it's so funny though, because while I was writing in some of these notes, there was almost a fight at my job. I was listening while I was typing, and these guys almost got into a fight. I hear, so I'm not in a cubicle, but I'm like in a, what's it called in a neighborhood when you have the end of the neighborhood and it's like
a cul-de-sac?
Thank you. Yes. I'm in like a cubicle cul-de-sac, right?
Okay.
And that's kind of how the desks are set up. Like they're set up in U's, in which it's like a double desk. So you can have one person on one side, one person on the other side of the long desk, and then there's the cubicle wall, and then it starts on the next thing, so on and so forth, right? So it doesn't feel like cubicle because it's more open, right? So I'm typing in the notes, and I hear from a neighboring cubicle cul-de-sac, I just hear, yo, if you get in my face like that again, I'm gonna hit you. And I'm like, hold on, typing. I need to hear what's going on. And I hear the manager of that section be like, don't do that. Like he said the thing that bugs me about workplaces, especially corporate workplaces, we're a family. Like, don't do that. Right? But I get what he was saying. He wasn't saying in any other way than like we treat each other with respect. Maybe we mess around a little bit. It's not meant to be anything taken serious. I guess what happened was the guy who was upset, another guy had whispered in his ear. I don't even know what he said. I'm sure it wasn't anything like, yo, I want to grab you down low. I'm sure it wasn't anything like that. But I just remember hearing this guy, yeah, if you get in my face like that again, I'm done with you. And I was, what? But that also kind of tells you about the type of people
right
that I work with, right? The type of people that are at this call center. And no shade on any of them. They are all hardworking, awesome, funny people. Everyone that I've come across with. I haven't had an instance like that with anyone. I haven't had any issues with that. I also keep to myself, right? Yeah. I learned my lesson at my last job. Just keep to yourself, do your job, have a day, right? But that kind of tells you about the level of employee that works there, in which every now and then there might be a fight. Oh, God.
Wow. Oh, man.
I can't remember the last time that there was almost a fight at a workplace I was at. Like, I'm going
I don't think I've
back.
ever. Yeah, no.
I think maybe when I was selling cars, but the fight wasn't actually at the dealership where we were selling. The fight was at the bar where we were getting drunk at. Yeah, so that it changes everything. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, oh man, I cannot fathom the type of person that is like, I don't give a shit if I'm at work. You come at me and whisper in my ear again, I'm fucking you up.
I'm trying to think of if there's ever any of the jobs I've ever held where there were any fights like at the workplace, and I can't say that there had been any. So
Now, there's been a couple times when people who were like not working there, but like just at the workplace, like I said, when we were selling cars or whatever, where those people got into a fight. But nah, never.
Not like employees, yeah.
God.
Goodness, I love it though.
Okay, so we had our fantasy football draft over the weekend.
We did, yeah.
This is something that is there is a game going on behind me right now.
Mm-hmm. What's the score?
I don't know. It's not on. Looks like at this point, Philadelphia 31, Green Bay 26.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And don't worry, guys. I'm not going to go into we're not going to have fantasy football talks.
No.
I love sports analysis. I love listening to it on the radio. I love listening to it on television, YouTube, whatever. The only type of analysis that is the most fucking annoying in the world is fantasy football. And the reason is because some guy is going to be like, who do I play? Jamar Chase or Puka Nacua, right? I don't have either of those dudes on my team. So I don't care what you're going to talk about for the next 5.5 minutes. And that's how, now, granted, some people are degenerates and are in 15 different, look, if you're in 2 or 3, okay, that's still too much for me, but I kind of get it. Yeah. But some people are like 5, 6, 7, 8 different leagues. And all right, under those circumstances, you probably have one of, if not both of those guys in somewhere in and around your teams.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm bringing this up is 2 things. One, I want to already put an asterisk on this season. I feel like the commissioner of the league did some shady stuff with the draft order.
I did not do anything shady.
I'm sure you're going to say
automatic.
That. All I know is that the number 1 overall selector was someone who gets to be a guest on our show that we want to have come back on, so maybe he got buttered up a little bit. And the number 2 selector was the commissioner, Judy. Meanwhile, myself and the EP back-to-back selections, 8 and 9th.
Okay, but then you got to go 1 or 2, 3 in the next round. Let's just be real. No,
okay, yeah, okay. You want credit for doing a snake draft? No, you don't get credit for that.
Look, that's how my friend Otis told me. All right, in the league that I'm in he's also in our league, but the one that he runs.
I'm playing him this week.
I think I didn't see that, but that's funny. But anyways, in his other league, I was last, and he's like, "Look, at least you get the first round and the second, the first pick in the second round." I go, "I don't care."
Honestly, I don't even care that I was drafting in the 8th spot. Yeah. I am only upset about it because other than the EP, everyone related to this show, except for maybe Otis, but everyone pretty much related to the show got a higher draft position than I did. Something was going on. All right. And then during the draft, you got to go second. Christian McCaffrey goes off the board, number 1 overall, because that's what happens.
And I think Ramon auto drafted.
I don't think he did. I think he was there. I think he would go in and out is what was happening.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Because there were cues if a picture would show up, then they were drafting. If it just had a little the arrows in a circle, then it was auto drafting. People are thrilled with this story. Fuck auto drafting.
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah.
So Judy has the 2nd overall pick.
I did.
And in our league, it's called a super flex, in which we can have 2 quarterbacks playing at the same time. That's not something that's really customary in most leagues. So she did something that I thought was a good idea, and she takes one of the better quarterbacks off the board early in Josh Allen. As soon as this happened, look, this dude hasn't called me in like 3 months. We text or whatever, but my brother Alex called me on the phone and he said, bro, what the fuck is Judy doing? I was like, what? Now, I've not done any research. I've not played in a fantasy football league in like a year and a half, 2 years now. And I'm like, what? It seemed like a good idea to me. Like she's, it's a super flex league. She took a quarterback with not at the second overall pick. I was like, what do you mean not at the second? When you're drafting that high, you get an elite pass catcher. Okay, you don't get a quarterback. What is she doing? Oh. Like the difference. This is the difference in how he competes with fantasy football and the way that I compete with fantasy football. I'm like, clearly. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to. No. You don't have to tell me anything. You know what you have to do? Get me on the show next week. Get me on the show. I could talk to her. He was full tilt upset about it.
Didn't your brother take CD in the first round, like right after me?
Yes.
I think he did, right?
I think so. I don't know. Probably. I know because I was also like at that point, since he knows more stuff than I do, I was like prodding him.
Yeah.
And so he calls me and people are drafting and it gets to my turn. And I'm like, well, I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes. And he's like, well, that's a great pick for someone at 8 because then you come back around. And I was like, okay, cool. Thank you. Click Patrick Mahomes.
Oh my God. The funniest thing about the draft was that Keith and I were at dinner with his parents while the draft was happening.
No. That is funny. No, that is funny. The funniest thing that was going on was listening to the EP and her sister do a first ever draft while on speakerphone with each other. And you just hear every single time someone gets taken, like, no, that's who I was going to take. No. And now I'm also, because the EP has never done fantasy before. Mm-hmm. So now she's got a vested interest in teams that she hasn't before. Like right now, the Eagles are playing, and she has Jalen Hurts as her quarterback. Mm-hmm. So, not understanding the nuances of fantasy, she's getting upset that the Packers are scoring points. Oh, and I'm like, and she doesn't have the Eagles defense or anything, so that has no issue at all.
I do.
Love. I was like, love, that's what you want to have. You want the other team to score, especially when you have the quarterback, because it makes it so that your team has to throw the ball more. Mm-hmm. I don't like it.
I think I'm playing EP's dad this week in our league. So
probably. Well, we'll see. Like I said, we're not going to have conversations about this every week. No. We're going to... I'm sure at some point something will happen. Like when Judy and I go against each other, there's going to be some shit talking, right?
Yeah. Speaking of though.
Otis, if you could leave some of your players out, that would be nice. If you could just leave some on the bench or whatever.
We didn't do my picks for beginning of the season. Who's going to win like divisions?
Okay. Well, who you got going to the Super Bowl this year?
I honestly think the Chiefs could actually get a three-peat. So I say Chiefs and God, I don't know who's the. I'm not gonna say Cowboys because good luck on that team. Great.
I honestly don't think the Cowboys make the playoffs. That's not me talking. It's just
no.
Like I said, I personally think CD is gonna have like a hamstring issue at some point because he hasn't been. And that's basically your entire receiving core. So I get why you wouldn't say the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But you're just gonna say the Niners and the Chiefs again?
I don't want to say the Niners. I just don't know who's another decent enough team on the NFC. I'm like running a blank, and it's like pissing me off that I can't think of any other team outside of the Niners.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say it's gonna be the Chiefs and the Seahawks. Mike McDonald, rookie coach, takes the Seahawks all the way to the promised land, and they stop the three-peat.
You know what? Maybe Lions. I'm gonna go Chiefs Lions.
That's not as fun for me, but okay, that's fine. You know what? I think that they lost yesterday. I do think the Ravens are going to have a really good year. I don't know. The Chiefs are everyone's kryptonite, so I can't. I don't know. But either way. Oh, did you hear that X got taken down in Brazil?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so because
I don't know why, or
it's because Elon just lets everyone say whatever they want unless it's something he doesn't like, right?
Oh.
He lets people say, and a lot of stuff that people are saying on there is full on hate speech. Not like, I don't like this, it sucks. It's like you're saying racially derogatory things about people, and there really shouldn't be a place for that on social media, on the internet. I get that that's not possible, but you understand what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And the Brazilian, the Brazilian government said either take these accounts down or we're going to make it so that this cannot be used in our country. And Elon said, I'm good. So Brazil said, you're right. You are good. You're good and out of here. So you can't use Twix in Brazil. If they find you using it like via a VPN or anything, mm-hmm. you're going to get an $8,000 fine per day that you use it. Now, the reason I bring that up is not to talk about Twix even or Elon or anything like that. The thing that I thought was funny was that Threads, which we thought would have been the de facto replacement for it, mm-hmm. is not actually doing that well still. There's a different site called like Blue Sky or something like that, a different social media platform. And that's where the Brazilians have flocked to, which I don't understand because as we're about to find out, there are so many good topics on Threads.
Yes, so many. I love them. And it's like one of those things. Sorry, I have to pull them up. I was like,
see, that's how you know you have a good segue when your co-host doesn't even know what's coming.
I was like, oh yeah, Threads, let's do this. Okay. This one's a good one, and I want to hear it's guilty pleasures. Ooh. What national franchise restaurants do you actually enjoy?
Oh, Cheesecake Factory. 100%.
Okay. I can't tell you the last time I was at a Cheesecake Factory.
No, so that's not one of those where I like go out of my way to go to. It's never like I'm like, oh man, it's Saturday night. We hitting up the factory, baby.
No,
right? It's never. No. I'm saying like it's never like that. It's never like a destination thing, right?
Okay.
But anytime I've gone, because we have gone, we're just like, I don't really know what I want. They have a little bit of everything. And so we'll go there. It's never been something like I never had anything on the menu where I was like, this is, I don't want to eat this anymore. Mm-hmm. So that one is something I'd say I enjoy. The hard part for me is that when I think national restaurant, like fast food just pops in my head. And I can't say McDonald's. I can't just say that. So,
no.
All right. You tell me what yours is, and I'll keep thinking.
All right. One would 100% be Chili's. I am a Chili's bitch.
Okay.
I love the triple dipper, and it's the same thing I always get whenever I go to Chili's. I'm going to say Olive Garden. I love the soups. And I mean, sometimes the pastas, like right now, they have the never ending pasta bowl. And Keith and I went last week. Fire. I would say probably those two. We're not big. Like I used to love Applebee's, not so much anymore. I think we went one time and we just wasn't a great experience. I was like, food kind of went downhill.
Okay, so I'll give you. Okay, so I wouldn't go B-dubs. I love B-dubs. Don't get me wrong. I just, if I was gonna go chicken wings, I would rather go Wingstop.
Wingstop, yeah, 100%.
I really do wish that like whoever does the sauces at B-dubs would get a job at Wingstop, because that's my only issue with them is that the sauces that they have are fire, but there's not enough choices for I want some honey barbecue in my life. Come on. All right.
Yeah.
So I would go Wingstop. Chili's is fine. Like I don't have an issue with Chili's. Like, but I also I kind of have an issue with any place that doesn't have a chicken Caesar salad.
They don't have a chicken Caesar salad?
No, you know how, I mean, maybe they do now, but the last time that I ordered one, the lady looked at me and she said, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And said, "It wasn't on the menu." I was so certain that they would have one. I didn't even look at the menu. I just said, "I'll have a chicken Caesar salad." Yeah, we don't have that. I start going through everything. Okay, the burger, please.
Texas Roadhouse.
Okay,
I love a good Texas Roadhouse.
That's a good one. I don't go there often enough because there's only one in
There's only one in Vegas, right?
There's only one in Vegas, and it's just far enough that like that's destination eating right there. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not 10 on 10, but it'll get the job done. Famous Dave's.
Do they still exist? In Vegas, like their restaurants are still open? Okay.
I think so. I don't see this is the issue with this topic. I'm poor, okay? I'm poor. I can't go to restaurants. I don't know what's still open or not. You could have told me Chili's closed down. I would have believed you, okay?
There were rumors that they were going to close down, and then I think the social media kept Chili's open. Everyone was like, "Go to Chili's, get their triple dipper." I was like, "Hey."
Red Lobster is in danger of closing down because
they closed all the ones out here.
Yeah, because they lost so much money on their never-ending shrimp.
Is that really the reason?
So yes and no. Okay, they were already in financial straits, right? And the CEO was like, "Well, people always come in for the never-ending shrimp, so we'll just do the never-ending shrimp all year round."
That makes
and
sense.
the issue with that is that the shrimp was what's called a loss leader. So you sell something at a loss because it leads people into the building. Hopefully they buy other stuff that money equals out. So like if they got a side, if they got a couple alcoholic drinks or even a soda, honestly, that's the one thing. Every restaurant makes so much money on soda because it costs them, like including the cup, it costs like 30 cents. And they charge you $1.50 to $3 for it. Mm-hmm. So just if you really want to stick it to them, drink some water. But that wasn't what happened at Red Lobster. Instead, people just bought the shrimp.
That's it.
and that was it. And yeah, so because of the never-ending shrimp, Red Lobster is going out of business.
Damn.
Oh.
God. And that's another one. Like, I haven't been to Red Lobster in like a decade, and now it's gone forever out here.
Yeah.
Sucks. Oh man. Good times. Okay, so yeah. Sorry.
What other threads do we have? Or do we have any other ones?
Yes, there's a few more. Hold on.
Oh well, no. I was making sure.
Okay. When you're on a first date, what is the thing that is an instant deal breaker? The thing that makes you say there will not be a second date.
when her baby daddy calls in the middle of it. Honestly, I mean, I'm not going to say that there's no like deal breakers where if something happened, but I'm the kind of person that I don't have like a cookie cutter of how everything needs to be on a date. Mm-hmm. For me, the red flags it's more of a vibe check. Like if the vibe that she's giving me is something that I'm not interested in. Okay. Oh, okay. I got one, actually.
Okay.
Red flag, and there will not be a second date if the picture that was on their profile is not the person that I am meeting. I went on a date with one lady, and before, like, the day of the date, she hit me with, just so you know, the pictures that I posted are kind of old. And I've put on what we call the freshman 15. And I was like, okay, no big deal. Like, I'm bigger, so, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. No. It was like the freshman 75, okay? and honestly, same thing. Like, I'm a bigger dude, so no shade on her being big. But it was not the person that she had posted on the site, okay?
So but it wasn't catfishing.
It wasn't, I mean, if it's a catfish, like if you swipe right on a black chick and a white dude shows up, okay.
Right. Yeah, okay. I'm just saying. It was her in the photos, just
her like 7 years ago.
Okay.
All right. So that was a big pass for me. But no, other than that, it's the vibe that you get. If someone is obviously not paying attention to you, or they can't hold a conversation, but that's the thing, like, maybe they're not paying attention to you for a specific reason, like the game is on, right? And if I'm also into the game and there's just not a big conversation as a result of it, so that's what I say. It's just about the vibe that we get. I know that you've been on so many first dates, so I want to know, what is a red flag for you?
When a guy starts to answer like dating app messages at like dinner or drinks.
No, so you'd be on a date with a guy and he'd be messaging other chicks?
Yeah. It happened twice. With two different dudes. I go, really?
You need to have higher standards, okay? I think that's Look, bad bitch Judy didn't have standards. Wifey Judy does. No, it is true.
It was. I don't know.
Okay, when I say you didn't have standards, I'm not saying that you would date a homeless guy. But what I am saying is that you would just be cool with like anyone on Tinder for the most part. You'd be like, I'll give that guy a shot. I'll give him Stop giving so many shots, okay?
That's not what I was doing.
That's why you were picking so many guys that were text messaging other girls on your first date?
Look, I don't know. These dudes were different, I guess.
Either that or maybe you were doing something that was a red flag. He's like, I gotta set my next date up, okay? This girl showed up with strep throat, okay? I don't know what to do right now.
That was one time. We already heard the story long ago. Okay, that was one time. Anyways, that would be one. I think anybody who's rude to like the wait staff, that really just 100% turn off to me. Like
100%.
Like they're just trying to do their job. You ain't gotta be like a dick about it. So I'm not down with that.
But even then, so because yes, you're right, doing their job, right? But even then, it's a vibe check, because what if that waitress or waiter is also a dick? Hasn't brought any drinks to the table. Like I asked for a fork 20 minutes ago. So that's what I'm saying. There's levels to it, But no,
Levels,
100%,
yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right. Now, speaking of dating apps,
Okay.
we only got about 6 minutes left, but I know that you were real interested in this "Am I the asshole" that came up.
Yes,
You're trying to
please.
steal my bit. I do "Am I overreacting?" and now I know where you're like, "Am I the asshole?" Sounds pretty good. No.
I thought it was just an interesting, this lady. Please.
All right, fine. Well, let's listen to her.
Okay.
Am I the asshole? I've been wanting to make this video for a couple weeks because it's kind of been bothering me, but I just want to know, like, am I the asshole? I blocked a guy after talking to him for 3 days on Bumble. And here's why. So let me just say that we matched on Bumble. Everything was cute and well. He did all the right things. He gave me his phone number instead of Bumble. Love that. Here for that. Day one, he says, can you call me on my way home from work? I said, sure. You love a man who can talk on the phone. All the conversation went really well. We did all the get to know you things. He asked me things about myself, different questions. He did ask me, like, what do you like about yourself? What don't you like? If you could change this or change that, what would you do? And it was a really good conversation. We proceed to text throughout the day, and then I get a good night text. So awesome. Day two comes around. I get a good morning text. He said, can I bring you coffee? I said, yeah, that's great. That's really nice. Like, nobody's ever done that. Stops by. He brings me a coffee. He brings his dog. I meet his dog. We hang out for an hour before work. He did not come into my home. I just walked him around my neighborhood. We sat outside and drank coffee, and it was really nice. He proceeded to go to work that day. We chit-chatted throughout the day, a call here or there, nothing crazy, just like a, hey, how are you? Hope your day's going good, whatever. Just small talk. I get a good evening text, so I'm like, okay, cool. Day two goes down. I wake up on day three. I did not wake up to a good morning text, so I thought that was odd because I'd gotten a good morning text the day before, and like, to me, if you're gonna do something, be consistent about it. I just call him. He texts me back, says that he's on the phone with the concrete guy, and he'll call me back in a little bit. He never called me back after that. I said, okay, like, weird. And he goes on to tell me that he has a call at 11 and he'll call me afterwards, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, a little annoyed, but okay. 12:45 rolls around. I call him. He texts me back and says, tell a dog. So I said, okay, this is getting even a little bit more weird. I'm also kind of getting annoyed at this point because, like, for me, just tell me what it is. Like, no need to, like, beat around the bush. He didn't text me the rest of the day. He did not text me the rest of the day at all. He did not give me a good evening. And I just, like, was like, okay, that's weird. So I didn't get a good morning text on day 4. I then proceeded to block him. And that was it. And I just want to know, like, am I the asshole? Part of me feels like, no, I have my standards, things that I like, things that I want, and communication is very big for me. So I'm like, I don't think I'm the asshole, but part of me is like, am I an asshole? Because I didn't give him a chance to explain anything. But then I'm like, I don't know, like, I gave him plenty of opportunity to explain. So I don't know, dating is so weird. Dating as a single mom is weird. Dating as a single woman is weird, whether you have kids or not. Dating is just weird in general. I just feel like he wasn't consistent. And
All right, I'm done. I'm done. By the way, for anyone listening, no, you were not having an aneurysm. I had to play that in 1.5 times speed because that story was so long.
It did cut it by 40 seconds, so you're right.
Well, I also cut off the last 20 seconds, so.
Yeah.
Also, after hearing this for a second time, yes, she is the asshole. Okay? Let's put everything in perspective. He had a full slate of things going on in his day, and she kept interrupting it every, let's say, couple of hours because it wasn't going on her timetable. And because he wasn't at her beck and call, she blocked him. Now, maybe there's more to it because, you know, you can only get so much out of a mind-bogglingly long 2-minute story. But yeah, no, like, because honestly, if I was the guy listening to her just explaining what was happening, as a guy, I was getting turned off. I was like, girl, I told you, I got something going on. I'm busy. I'm doing this. Like, I get it that we're in the first date feels or whatever, where we want to be talking all the time. That's not real life, though. Right. Now, if she's going to be upset because he didn't say, hey, I'm busy, I'll call you when I'm free, and instead said, I'll call you in a little bit. All right, it's a technicality, but like, we're adults. You gotta be a little bit better than that. So that's why, in my opinion, yes, she is the asshole.
I think so too. That's where I was leaning. And honestly, I don't get how she's like, oh, he texted me good morning the first day and the second day, but he didn't do it the next day. Like, we get busy in the morning sometimes. Like, I don't know. And I can see it from, like,
I texted you Saturday morning and I texted you Sunday morning. And then on Monday morning, I went to work. Okay.
Yes. And I'm here thinking, like, when Keith and I were first dating, like, I don't think he texted me good morning every day. Like, and it's not like I was expecting it. So I don't know. Maybe, like she said, maybe our communication requirements were different. And that's what she wants. She wants consistent, like, you're thinking of me first thing when you wake up. Like, I don't.
Well, girlfriend, you gotta get your what's it called up here? I want to say edges, but it's not edges. You got to get your roots done then. If you want a guy to be calling you every single morning, I love you. Look at those roots, okay? It looks like the aftermath of a forest fire. It's nothing but gray, okay? You want a guy to be up in you like that, you have to come correct, okay? All right, now I feel like I'm the asshole because I made fun of her look. Well, you know what? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm the one who has to speak the truth on this, okay? Because I don't know. I just feel like she expected something that she, from the story we got, didn't actually communicate, and feels justified in blocking someone as a result. Meanwhile, this other guy's at a teledoc appointment, and he gets out of his teledoc appointment, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna text her." Blocked? What? What
Why
did I
is this
do?
a green bubble now?
So
exactly. I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
think she, I don't know. I think she just had to, I'm not going to say her standards were too high. I'm trying to think of the words, like, or expectations. Sorry, that's what, her expectations. Like, right at the front, like, oh, he texted me good morning. Like, oh my God, he texted me again, good morning. Oh my God. Like,
yeah. She also gives me the vibe like if the kid, like if he didn't give her kid all of his attention also, like, oh, he doesn't love us. He's not going to be around for the hard times.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay.
this is why you don't steal my bit, Judy, because then I just get upset with a woman who has ashes on her head, okay? Gosh.
Yeah.
Don't do it again, okay? Don't do it again.
Sorry. I won't.
Okay. I accept your apology.
I won't.
That'll do it for this week. Thank you guys for listening to the show. Like I said earlier, if you are in a position where you would like to help the show out, please go join our Patreon at takeabreathpod. If you can't do that, just like, share, and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Look, it's free for you to do that. And it really does help us out because then YouTube is like, oh, people don't hate them. And then they show it to other people. So, and honestly, even if you don't want to do that, if you're just listening to it in some way, shape, or form, that's honestly good enough for me because I have low standards and low self-esteem. So any attention that you give me is pretty much all I need, okay? But yeah, that'll do it for this week's episode. And we will see you on the next conversation with Judy and Ryan. Bye!
Bye.